2, 1.
And it's live.
This is Leicester Till I Die TV. Watch and subscribe on YouTube and listen on your podcast platform.
Good, that's not worked. That has. Good evening, everybody. Welcome along, and welcome along to, I would say, old friend, because I've just seen him putting a little blanket over his legs. like you know, like when you see the old dears going out in the wheelchair.
Yeah. Well, my electric wheelchair's on charge, Chris.
I bet you go around where you live and you go, I want that one.
yeah, definitely, mate. No, I work outside for a living in the cold, so sometimes it's nice to get back in the warm and just, yeah.
It is. No. I'll give you that. Craig's in. Hi, Craig. How the devil are you, sir? And if you are expecting Josh and Brad, you're going to be very, very disappointed. But for the women, you've got the two good-looking ones this evening.
Wow. You've got 2 ones, haven't you?
Well, hey, you've got the legs. I saw those legs, those football-playing legs the other day.
I don't know. Yeah, I've got defender's legs, Chris, like Gary Rowett.
Is that what it is? Excited by the appointment?
Yeah, I am actually. I think he's a good character. He's the kind of character we've needed, really. I would like to have found out, excuse me, like how Rude tried to install some discipline around the squad and everything like that, and some people kicked against it. I would have loved to find out if some of that's true. But Rowett is the guy that he says, I like a lot of things that he says, excuse me, but all managers say those things when they come in because that's what they need to do. And we'll see whether it transpires it can do something.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I nearly did. Most of you said, did you want to do a preview, a press conference show as well? Because it was his first press conference. But look, we saw the video yesterday. I played it on the show with Clibbo on the news show, and he's saying what we want to hear, and every manager says that. The proof's in the pudding, and we will see what that pudding is made of. But let's get into this now. There was some news today, which was actually released by the Premier League, and 3 hours later, it still wasn't on the Leicester City website. And I'm just going to have a look now and see. In fact, the website's not even working. Interesting, sir.
What website is it working, Chris?
LCFC.com. It's just.
I go on that site regular to look at tickets, to see the news, and just when you're flicking around the teams, because I'm going to see the under-21s next Monday.
Yeah.
The website is so slow.
Oh, it's actually come up now. It's finally got working. All news. Can you believe? Well, I think the answer is probably yes. You can believe that this club has not even posted on its own website about us putting an appeal in.
Right, that makes you wonder why they haven't. I mean, they are slow, aren't they? I think the media. In fact, I did watch the press conference in the background when I just finished off some work on the computer, and basically, they've still not got the microphone sorted out in that media suite. You can't. I had to turn the TV right up, and then when Gary Rowett started speaking, it was like, "Why, Charlie?"
Yeah, we heard it in the background before we went live. I wondered what it was I could hear in the background. But yeah, I mean, we only know that all this has happened because the Premier League announced it. For God's sake, Leicester City, didn't Top promise us all openness and this new thing going forward, reconnect with the fans? If that's your fucking reconnecting with the fans, mate, fuck off to Thailand.
Yeah, that is that's bang poor. That is, as a communication is a big part of anything, whether that's relationships, business, and actually when you're driving cars, when other people are driving cars on the same road, communication is quite important there as well.
Oh, it is.
But it's a basic, Chris, isn't it? In any sort of organisation, and especially with social media, and you can really influence the way people view you, either a brand or as a business or as a entity, by the way you sort of produce these sort of notifications for the fans, can't you? It's massive.
You said that, and I've literally just gone on to the LCFC Facebook page. Nothing.
No.
It's all about Gary Rowett. Well, fair enough. No fresh fitness concerns, and the top news story on the actual website was posted 5 hours 10 minutes ago, and it says no fresh fitness concerns for Stoke, says Rowett. I think the fact that we are appealing a 6-point deduction, which, let's be honest with you, could go either way, I think it's a little bit more important than that, don't you?
Yeah, I think the media side of the club is weak. I
just don't think it exists.
No, it doesn't. It is really poor. When you think of, we've already looked into the finances and how much Seagrave costs a year. I mean, honestly, you could get a media. I don't know how many staff are in charge of the website and that sort of thing. Because even to organise those press conferences and just not being able to hear the journalists what questions they're even asking, that's a basic. I'm not being funny. I play football with some lads who are in a covers band. The first thing they do is have a sound check. The first thing they do.
No, I didn't know that. What instrument do you play? Or are you lead singer?
Oh no, I'm not. Some friends I play football with, they're in a covers band.
Oh, you're not. No. I'm going to say you could get your legs out and you're up the front singing. You'd have all the women going mad. The thing is, and I think you could take any, whether it's this one, BTG, Leicester Fan TV, The Final Whistle, and you look at the work that we put into the way this looks and keeping it updated, and it's 10 times better than what the club are doing. Now, I don't know if you ever saw it, and I've not used it for a few years, but I used to have a website that would be, which was LeicesterTiLDie.com. Now, on that one, I used to update it with news. There used to be loads of information about past seasons and all, the history. And it just got to the point where I hadn't got time to sort of keep it updated. So, but then again, I had a job. You put in a guy, this is his job or her job to do this. And when you can't do that, I'm sorry, to me, that shows Top Up as a complete and utter bullshitter. Yeah,
the effort that all the fan channels put into the graphics, researching the topics, approaching guests is really proactive. And with the under 21s and that, they don't do features on the under 21 lads really. You never hear about them. They don't really sing things out loud. I did notice that when we played West Ham, you could watch the match live on YouTube. So when Leicester in under 21s, who just played West Ham,
Oh, right, yeah, yes.
You know, I don't think they show the Leicester matches on you. I don't think they do, but you know, it's just smacks of like amateurishness that when you think of how big and what plans there were for the club, the media side of things is so important. You know, the kids run a business, and they run a business. You do social media stuff. The daughter has a hair salon. She has to post things, do things on Instagram. You're proactive, and that's what all the fan channels do, isn't it? You have to be proactive and put effort in. Yeah.
You do a fair play to all the Leicester City fan channels. So much work goes into them, and you know, a lot of them have got other jobs. I've got other things to do, like the radio and what have you. So, anyway, it is what it is. Hi, Ronald. Ronald's in. How are you doing? I have to say, talking of that news, it took me hours to do this graphic. Honestly, put my fingers to the bone doing it. But no, I mean, I got that up, obviously AI, but you know, it took me 2 seconds, and well, probably about 30 seconds for AI to do it, and you can come up with something like that, and you know what? But we have appealed. Well, we think we've appealed. The club haven't said anything, but the Premier League have been very, very kind and told us that we've appealed. And if you do want to check that out, it is up on our YouTube channel, LTiDtv, and it is also it's under the featured and the news titles as well, so you can find it under either ones of those. Right, it is the prediction show, and we've got Stoke. You like that one as well, don't you? We've got Stoke facing Leicester. I mean, we'll come to that in the main, obviously, when we're going through it all. But I mean, it's a bit of a tasty one to start with, isn't it?
What, Leicester and Stoke?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's a good time to be playing. So I did look at the fixtures over the next couple of months and thought, shit. But this is a good one. This is probably the best one out of the next sort of 6 that we could play, actually.
Do you think this is better than us playing Norwich?
100%, Chris. 100%, don't you?
As you know, I am no longer particularly in the league, so I've kind of slipped away from who's doing what. I mean, I'm just looking now, and Stoke at one point, who were in the playoffs and maybe even second, and we thought, oh, what a good start Mark Robins has done. They're back down to their normal sort of mid-table-ish.
Very poor run of form, Chris. Very poor run of form.
Yeah, and of course, Stoke is one of Gary's previous teams. So,
and who's the manager there, Chris? One of your faves?
Mark Robins. Yes, yeah. Who I would still love, and you know, I'm not saying anything. I was poo-pooed when I said I wanted Chris Wilder and Sean Dyche. Not going to say I told you so, everybody, but
and you're a future visionary with Edin Terzic.
Yes, yeah. I don't think he's not going to come, unfortunately, and he would be expensive. And his thing is he's been out of the game too long for me.
Yeah.
You know, I think a couple of years you're out of the game, it's very hard to sort of get back into it and keep up to date with what's going on. And Ronald says, I watched it a couple of hours ago when I got home. Great show. You are a gentleman, Ronald. You are a gentleman. Everybody's got their own idea about whether we should or shouldn't appeal. Bit of a difference of opinion on the show earlier, but a great show. It was indeed. Right. So let's and hi Scott as well. So this is the prediction league table. I say at the end of match week 32, a couple of teams have only played 31. Wayne, what's happened?
I was about 5 points off Kate at one stage.
Yes.
Yeah, completely.
Imploded.
Yeah, I was super busy, and I basically used to study it a bit, And then I'm concentrating more on the Fantasy Premier League, to be honest.
I've got to say exactly the same reason why I dropped out, really, because I hadn't got time, because there's a show a night apart from Wednesday, which is my night off, although it wasn't this week. But yeah, I literally was just going, oh yeah, they'll win, they'll win, they'll win. And I was looking then, because I haven't seen this for a while, and I was looking for you on the left hand side.
Yeah.
I mean, where is he? Where is he? You know what I mean? Jim's not with us. I don't know that Jim will be watching this or watching on catch up. But in the gold, silver, and bronze positions, we've got two bloody Yanks.
Oh, they're taking over, Chris. These Yanks, you know.
Yes.
And one thing, whenever Jim's on, he talks about, they need to kick up the ass. He reminds me of Basil Fawlty, in the Waldorf salad. He says, you got to kick it. You got to tell him what you got to kick him in. He says, everything's arses to you. Everything's asses.
Yeah. I made my brew before I came on, and I put my sugar in, I thought, and I hadn't. So I went back and put the same amount of sugar in again, stirred it up. It's now I've got 4 sugars in there. I just hadn't stirred it. It is interesting, and we'll come on that in a moment. So I don't know when the last time it was that you actually did the show, the prediction show.
Ooh, a while ago, Chris.
Yeah, but now we don't concentrate so much on our prediction league as there. We just do it as a general prediction show now. And there's not so many graphics. Here is the table. Coventry back to the top. They did put Middlesbrough in the face. It was a bit like, the guy going like, get back down where you belong, slapping them around the face. Middlesbrough into second. The playoff positions taken up by Millwall, Ipswich, Hull and Derby. And unfortunately, the bottom 3 places, I was hoping they were going to add the 6 points back on, seeing as it had gone back to appeal, but they haven't. Leicester are still third from bottom, 2 points away from West Brom. I mean, as I look at that, I think Charlton on 39 are actually probably safe now, and I think it's any 2 from 5.
Yeah, I am. I'm a bit worried about Stoke. Actually, you look at their form; they're on a really poor run of form, really.
Yeah, I think
almost equivalent to West Brom. So I think they're going to be nervous when the players at the weekend. But yeah, I agree with what you say, Chris. I mean, Blackburn have won a couple of times. I mean, you look at all the teams at your Norwiches that were really down there, Sheffield United. There's a lot of teams on pretty good form, actually.
Well, you can see there from the lack of greens who isn't on form. Unfortunately, one of those is us. But you've got Portsmouth won the other night.
Yeah.
Blackburn, like you say, won the other game as well. And when you look at these, and Tom made a very good point, that the points deduction has given everybody else a boost.
100%. I listened to that when I was working this afternoon, and you guys come up with some great points of like Jim and Tom saying it's screwing around other teams, because it's like when we were in the Prem and Everton screwed up PSR. They didn't get docked the points in the season. Although people said, well, if we won this game, won that game, if we had a better squad, if Everton would dock the points in that season, we wouldn't have gone down. So the whole system is unfair to everybody, not just the teams it's going after.
Yeah, but Blackburn Rovers, they're in 20th, but they're 3 points ahead of us because they got that win. Portsmouth have gone up to 19th. It's like come on, guys, now. Leicester's in this now. We can drag this out, but
well, it's like Blackburn and Portsmouth in the last 5 games have got 2 wins each. And that is something that we can't get, and that's something that Stoke can't get. And when you can't get a win over a series of games, that is worrying.
Very, very worrying. Right, sir. So these are the games. If you are wondering, the ones that are with an orange background are the Super Six ones for those that are in the Prediction League. The blue Saturdays are the early kickoffs. So you got 4, 12:30 kickoffs, and then the rest of them are all normally at 3 o'clock, and you've got the one Sunday game there as well. So let's start Friday night, tomorrow night. This time they will be playing. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff. Blackburn hosting Preston. Now, previous 6 meetings, most of which have been draws, and you've got Preston in 8th, playing Blackburn, as we've just seen, in 21st. There's a lot of players out. Lewis Miller has undergone Achilles surgery and faces a lengthy spell, and Michael O'Neill, could make one change to the side that beat QPR. I'm not convinced that this is the right management appointment for Blackburn. They want somebody that's there and concentrating on, Blackburn Rovers, and he's got a World Cup qualifier coming up.
Yeah, when he was appointed, I'm thinking that's desperation. How can you do that?
Well, he has done it before. I can't remember where, but he has done it before. But it doesn't. If we'd done that, I would be fuming.
Yeah, you can see why they've done it for the experienced head, can't you?
Yeah.
And he's used to dealing with pressure situations, which some managers just fold under the pressure.
Yes.
So yeah, the thing is, the clubs in this situation like Leicester, that's why I think we've done so very well considering some of the people that we could have gone for, because you've got slim pickings, aren't you? You're in real trouble, and you just need to stay in the league.
Yeah. Ronald's made a good point there about Charlton. When we get to that game, Ronald, please post that again. And Preston, look, I have to say, Preston sat there in 8th. Normally by this part of the season, they're where Stoke are. They're back down in 12th, 13th, 14th because they always fall away. But this time, in fairness to them, they are still up there in 8th. I mean, they are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Derby are only above them on goal difference, and they're the last playoff team.
Yeah, I mean, they did lose 3 on the bounce, didn't they? So they lost 3 on the bounce, and then Preston, because I thought, no, they're going to drop right down the league again. But then they did sort of rally and drew a couple and won one. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting whether they can steady this ship. I just think there's so many teams coming up. There's about 4 teams that are really on a strong rise up the table. So I think Preston will probably end up mid-table. But they are a resilient team. That's one thing I do. They're really well organised. They're not let a ton load of goals in. So I'd say 1-0 to Preston, Chris, for this one. I think it'll be quite a tight game, not a lot of goals, so 1-0.
1-0. I think it will be a Preston win. Blackburn did get the win, like you say, last time out, which I think was O'Neill's first game, but maybe that was the new manager bounce. It's at Blackburn, so it could be a little bit tight. I think Preston would have preferred it to be at theirs, but it's only down the road. It's a northwest derby. I think I've got to agree with you and go 1-0. I think it is going to be tight. I think there'll only be one goal in it, whether it's 1-0 or 2-1. I think 1-0. I think is the obvious, because Blackburn, they're not great scorers. They're not even scoring a goal a game. So.
We need it to be 1-0, don't we, Chris? We need that game.
I'd take 5-0 to Preston. A lot of these games this weekend, and I was going to colour them in as well, but it was like a bloody rainbow. There's a lot of games that actually affect us. So, this is one of them. Preston, look, I've always said what a great club that is, and I love the fact that they did, family games, it was always Leicester, so it was £1 for a kid, so I could take all 4 kids in for £4. I love Preston. Please. Although, let's be honest with you, if we lose the appeal and they make it 12 points, it might not matter anyway. That's the risk. That's the risk, guys. Craig's gone Blackburn 1-1 draw. Ronald's gone, is agreed with both of us, 1-0 Preston. And Scott has gone, I'm guessing, Scott, you've gone Blackburn 0, Preston 2. You missed the Preston off, so I'm guessing that's what you're going for. We then come to the 12:30 kickoffs in the morning. And it's Hull are hosting Queen's Park Rangers. In the previous 6 meetings, it's been 1 draw, I think, and exactly the same number of wins. There's no difference. Hull plays 3-4-1-2 compared to QPR's 4-2-3-1. And, Hull are sat in 5th. QPR are sat in 13th. I think QPR are safe, mate, though.
Yeah, I like QPR when we play them. I've watched them a couple of times, actually, on and off, and I do like them. They are going to be a mid-table team, really.
Yeah.
But Hull, I mean, they've been without McBurney. I think he's still injured, isn't he, McBurney?
In fact, I can tell you on that because I'm looking on my system. No.
Or is he fit again, is there?
Well, he's not on the list of injuries.
Right, okay. I don't think he was in the squad in the last game, but yeah, so he's got 12 goals, isn't he? His 3rd top scorer in the Championship. Yeah. And he was injured for a while, so I mean, what a signing. I mean, if we'd had someone like Ollie McBurney, we would have had a significantly different season, to be honest. And all the top clubs, they've got somebody who's banging in 10 plus goals a season, aren't they?
He's their top player. He's but I think Hull could. I think QPR could give them a game.
Yeah, it won't be a rollover, but I mean, Hull. How many goals have they scored? I think they scored 50 goals. Is it something like that? 50 goals. So 50 goals. So they are, apart from the top 2, they're the next highest scoring team. They do let a fair few goals in as well. That's the thing. So for this one, I've got 2-1 to Hull. I think QPR will get a goal. And hopefully it's 2-1. I can climb the table a bit, Chris.
Oh, you went for 2-1, which is my prediction again.
Oh, stop it, Chris, please.
I can't see Hull not winning this. They are in 5th, so they'll want to consolidate that playoff place. QPR, though, I don't think will go down without a fight. Funny enough, Hull have just got the better record with wins, draws, and losses. 10 points difference. Yeah, I think Hull will win this, and I'm going to go 2-1 as well. Craig's gone 2-1 as well. Ronald's gone 2-0 to Hull, and Scott's gone 2-2. He's gone for the first Desmond of the night. Welcome along, Scott. Ooh. And I have to say, I wouldn't be surprised if it was 2-2.
There's been some crazy results. That's in the predict. I mean, it's so hard to predict, isn't it?
It is. It's just literally anybody can beat anybody, unless you're called Leicester City, who can't beat anybody at all. They are up next. Look, we've not been doing very well with our games against ex-managers' teams, as we know. When was it 4-1 or something that QPR did us earlier in the season? But this is Stoke. Stoke like to play 4-2-3-1 as well. I'm surprised. Young. Oh God, I've forgotten his name. The manager, help me out. Mark Robbins.
Yeah.
He's gone 4-2-3-1. Now we've got Leicester down as 4-2-3-1 as well. 14th plays 19th. They've only won 2 more games than us, in fairness, and there's only 5 points between us. So a win for Leicester does drag Stoke into it. Now, I want to ask you a question, Wayne, because this came up in the last couple of shows. I think it came from Clibo, but I'm going to claim it because he's not here and I am. If you, at 1:45 tomorrow afternoon, you're searching the internet to try and find the lineups, and Gary Rowett has gone 4-2-3-1. You heard the question earlier, didn't you? And you got Luke Thomas left back, Ricardo right back, and Jordan Ayew as our main striker up front. What do you think? What would you think then of Gary Rowett?
Well, if we get a 3-1 win, as Ronald McDonald thinks, I'm thinking, come on, Gary.
Yes.
No, but I agree with you, because I'm a big believer in you've got to give somebody a chance. And then if they continue to make mistakes, then that fair criticism. But, you know, like you said, how many days? 3-4 days, something like that.
2.5 days. Is that 2.5 days? Yeah.
Not enough. Not, you know, to maybe 1 or 2 people when you're dealing with a squad of players, nowhere near enough. So yeah,
no,
but
I
will be disappointed. I'll be disappointed. Yes. No question about it.
Oh, you sound like the parent there. I'm not angry. I won't be angry. I won't be horrible. I'll just be very disappointed.
Yeah, it's like when you got a naughty kid. You don't. I mean, in your mind, when empty all washing liquid all over the kitchen floor or something. Yeah. You in your mind, you're going, oh, for fuck's sake. Yes. But when you speak to him, you go, now come on, let's get this up, and you know.
I don't know. I think I went, oh, fuck's sake, as well. Yes. So, I mean, I said, for me, this is almost like a free hit for him. Because I know we're in trouble and what have you, but he's had 2.5 days. What can we expect him to do in 2.5 days? And my worry is that he'll be speaking to Andy King, and Andy King will be going, yeah, boss, we play 4-2-3-1. It's a really good formation. We do so well with it. And, you know, Ayew, oh, God, get the ball to him, and it's in the back of the net. That's my worry, that that's what he's going to do. If he does, and we lose, and then the next game, which is Middlesbrough, I'm sorry, he's got to be out before he's even got his feet on the table, because he's not learnt anything. You know, I'm thinking he's probably been watching our games, and if he hasn't, he should have been. I'm sure Leicester will have given him the DVDs of all the games, and hopefully he's looked at that, and I hope he's got this shower of shit, can't play 4-2-3-1.
Well, knowing Leicester City, they probably edit like the press conferences. They probably edit it down for the best.
Do you know what? The other day,
highlights, which are probably 30 seconds.
Well, the other day, the first thing they do is they put out a video that says, you know, highlights, and it's about 2 minutes, 2 minutes long, 2 minutes 30, and then later on, and it came out with extended highlights. And it was 4 minutes.
It 4 minutes?
Something like that.
Normally about 10 minutes on.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, yeah, I can't see, you know, I can see that why they've done it, but it was just the way, extended highlights. Not sure what game it was, but it did make me tickle. But yes, he's got to learn, and he's got to learn quickly. And I'll go back to Dean Smith. When we brought Dean Smith in, John Terry in, they looked at that and went, what the fucking hell, and why isn't Soyuncu in this team? And put him in. And let's be honest with you, those last 8 games under that pair did very well. I think if he had longer, we might well have stayed up. That's what Gary Rowett needs to do with Callum Davison. 2 ex-players coming in. Callum Davison is probably shitting himself in case Dennis Wise is still hanging about. I think... Like I say, I won't be annoyed if he does it this week, but then we better fucking win if he does. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
because it would.
Sorry, yeah, come on.
No, it'll also. I'll decide whether Andy King has actually got a pair of balls or not.
Yeah. That's what you've like sort of question that element of Andy King.
Yeah.
It's like interesting when you mention Soyuncu. You know, we all thought he got a completely shit attitude. Obviously, he must be stinking the place out. Yeah, it was played in those last few games, and he looked. That's why we signed him. Why hasn't he been playing? So that all you thing is, your concern is a genuine concern because we've had new people coming in, not changed anything. 4-2-3-1, not being brave enough with the kids, not giving them 90 minutes, but not incorporating enough. And Gary Rowett is a fresh pair of eyes. And one thing is, with his management experience over all these seasons, he will know what he wants to do. And even in the press conference, that comes across very clear. What he's expecting from the players, the attitude of the players.
Yeah. Clibbo, hi Clibbo, how you doing, mate? You just want to spend all your evenings with me, don't you, Clibbo? That's what it is. Bless him. I didn't even ask him on the show earlier on today because I thought he would just go mad if I ask him on another one, because he is with me tomorrow night as well. I don't know if the SC is joining us as well. We'll have to wait and see. Was it Ronald says he's predicting a Rowett? I mean, I'm going to start charging £1 for that. I'd have about 100 quid already. Your prediction for this one?
Stoke have got a tight. One thing is they've got one of the tightest defences in the division. But with my heart, I'm saying Leicester 2-1. I did actually circle this match when we were struggling to get a win with Stoke's form anyway, even before Rowett came along. And I thought this is a potential. We could get 3 points against Stoke because they're in such a poor run of form.
Yeah.
And they can't score many goals. So, tight defence. But let's see what he does. It's like, was it Scott or somebody said earlier, could be a ball fest. Because Rowett's a defender, and it's like Arteta.
That's what we need.
It is. I mean, I like Arsenal's. So Arsenal's balance and blend of what Arteta's done. Although Arteta's a midfielder, when he scored goals, he's attacking midfielder. He's so tenacious. His game was like getting about, getting stuck in with flair players, and that reflects in the way that Arsenal play football. So they've got more steel, they've got the flair, but they're really difficult to beat. They've got an excellent defence, and the midfield work their bloody socks off Arsenal. So Rowett, I think, will be the hardest thing for the fans. I think it will be more defensive football. But he did talk about we have got some great flair players, and it's how we can incorporate using what they've got while trying to be solid defensively. So that's like his blueprint, isn't it, I think?
Yeah. I mean, I could say when your manager and assistant manager are both defenders, you'd hope he'd be able to sort that out. So what are you going for in the end here then?
2-1, mate. 2-1.
2-1. I am looking here. Stoke has scored 34 goals and have got 29 conceded, which is it's one of the lowest in the league, to be honest with you. And certainly in the bottom half, it is the lowest. We've conceded 51. We've conceded more than Oxford, West Brom. In fact, there's only Sheffield Wednesday conceded more than us in the bottom half. But we scored 44. And I am going to go. I think this could. I'm going to go the opposite way to a bore fest because I think Rowett's going to have to prove something. We will concede. We won't keep a clean sheet. I'm going to go 3-1.
To
Leicester.
Just checking.
But I understand. No, I understand why you were saying. But yeah, it's got to be 3-1.
Because we have scored enough goals, haven't we? I mean, you look at the good teams have always got one or two top scorers in the top 10 sort of thing, and we've got JJ's 9, Abdul's 8. As you said, Chris, you're just letting a shitload of goals, haven't we?
Yeah. I think it will be. If he starts Daka and not Ayew, and if he had somebody alongside him, almost like a front two or a 1-1, that will make all the difference, I think. But look, Ronald's gone 3-1. Well, he's agreed with me. I've agreed with him, in fairness. Scott has gone 0-0 or 1-0 to Stoke. I'll be surprised if we don't play Aluko and Christensen at fullback. I bloody hope so. It's a shame Sutar. Is that meant to be and Scott? It's a shame Sutar and Chowdhury aren't fit. They would suit Rowett. I said Clibo's in. Clibo loves me. Thank you, Clibo. I love you too, mate. I love you too. A bit of
football friends.
Football friends. Oh, more like Spider-Man and Superman, or the Flash, if you know which one it is. Still trying to figure out my team. Well, you got another 22 hours yet, mate. And he's gone 2-1 to the Foxes as well. So I think it will be. And maybe we'll get that new manager bounce. Who knows? I'm clutching at straws, really, aren't I?
Well, as fans, that's what we do. We clutch at straws, Chris.
Oh, we do indeed. Yes, we do. Right. So, Swansea, Bristol City. You've got Bristol City have won 50% of their last 6 meetings, which if my maths is right, I make it 3.
Yeah.
60%.
Go to you get a silver star for that, Chris.
Yeah, I do. Top of the class in maths, I was. 16% a draw, and the rest is a Swansea win. You got Bristol in 9th, Swansea in 16th. Swansea having a normal sort of season. Both teams play 4-2-3-1s. Thoughts on this game?
A lot of these teams, it's like you look at Leicester, and if we got like 3 goals less, less let in and 4 goals more, you're mid-table. I mean, Bristol, the goal differences of Bristol and Swansea are pretty similar, really.
Yeah.
And Swansea have had the better form over the last 6 games. They just started from a lower position. It's surprising Bristol, aren't they? They've fallen away a bit, really. Only winning 2 of the last 6. But I've actually got Swansea to win 2-1 because Vipotnik he's the league's top scorer with 15 goals. So yeah, I think Swansea going to beat them.
Right. Sorry, mate. I'm just messing about here. My son sent me some adorable pictures of my granddaughter. I do apologise.
You can't beat them, Chris. Even if God awful, it's pissing it down. Your grandkids and that, they bring a smile to your face, man.
They do. And I'm smiling now having watched it. This is I'm going to go. What did you go for? Sorry,
2-1 Swansea.
I can't see Swansea winning this. It's a bit of a local derby because Bristol's not a million miles away from Swansea. And whatever you do, do not mention Tom's idea, or if Swansea can come and play in England, we can go and play in France.
That was a left field thing, wasn't it?
And you know what he'll do? This is Ligue 1's favourite thing that they've got a Super One in PSG. You know what I mean? PSG win everything.
Yeah.
1-1 for me. Which game is that, Clibo? I'm not sure. I think he's saying that for our game. Sorry, Clibo, just put the game down. Kevin's gone 3-1 Stoke. So right, coming up to date. Craig's gone 1-0 Bristol. Ronald's gone 2-0 Bristol. I am going to go 2-0 Bristol as well. Swansea, I think if you look at Swansea's past seasons, if they're any more middle of the table, they'd have a fence up their arse. That's where they usually end up. So I can't see them doing anything decent with this one either. Now, this next game, which was the third Super 6 game, West Bromwich Albion versus Coventry. I never thought I would ever hear myself saying this, come on, Coventry, because do
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's
the
the
Midlands
thing.
derby as well. Midlands derby. Isn't it?
Yes, it is. And it's a kind of West Midlands derby. Coventry
Mm.
technically are West Midlands. Um, West Brom has started going 4-4-2. Hasn't been doing them much good though. Look, Coventry are first. West Bromwich Albion are 22nd. Are they 22nd? Thought there were 21st. So we're
21st.
22nd. Yeah, 20. I thought that was a bit strange then. They're 21st. They are 2 points above us. They've got -15 compared to our -7. If ever Coventry can do us a favour, this is the game. But I have a feeling knowing Coventry, West Brom will go and beat them.
Yeah, I don't think so, Chris. I think it's going to be I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how much, whether that is the wobble that Coventry is going to have, because all teams do have that wobble in general, don't they? And that victory against Middlesbrough, I think they'll be desperate. They've got to follow that up with another victory. So I think they'll be super motivated. West Brom, yeah, they've got a couple of draws in the last few games, but I think they are relegation bound unless a team is more shit than they are, basically. Well, I'm leaving that open, Chris. I'm not being judgmental anyway.
So your prediction, sir?
2-0 to Coventry, mate.
2-0 to Coventry. Right. Brad used to say and he still says it, that occasionally he'll throw a complete left field result into the thing because the points are needed. Unfortunately, this is going to be my left field prediction. You can write this down and you can quote me on this. I am going to go 1-0 to West Bromwich Albion.
Wow.
There's nothing.
For what reason, Chris?
I always say there's nothing when I look at the stats that leads me to think that will happen. But we need a Coventry win. You know, Coventry have won 18 games this season. They've scored 66 goals. They've only conceded 36. They've got a plus 30 goal difference. But they have lost 2 in the last 5. Everything points to a Coventry City win, except the fact that Leicester City need them to do that. And I'm not saying they're going to obviously they're not going to go out and lose it to get one over on us. But I honestly think that, I can just see it happening.
No, you're going to do a Basil Fawlty. Absolutely typical.
Yes, indeed. If I had a moose head, I'd drop it on my own head. I just think we'll probably sort of somehow scrape a draw. If I'm honest, I mean, I went with my heart when I predicted the win for Leicester. I think we could scrape a draw. West Bromwich Albion a win, and then there'll be 3 points between us. It's written in the stars. It is definitely written in the stars. Craig went 3-0 to Coventry. Ronald hasn't gone for a scoreline, and Jim is in. The Americans, they get everywhere, don't they? Can I just say, Jim, I just want to say that we've actually been going for 50 minutes. Like in World War II, mate, you're late.
What I like about Jim is when he first started, he didn't really take it too seriously. Then he started, all right, so I'll watch the prediction show, I'll get some pointers. I really need to, and Jim's quite a spreadsheet guy, actually. Yeah. He's quite organised like Tom. And now he's starting to give it a bit of the big one, isn't he, Jim?
Well, look where he is in the league.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, fair play to him. Like I say, I can't believe we've got a Yank in gold and bronze positions, but You know, I mean, obviously, Jim, have you got a clock that works? Do you know what I mean? It's to get in. It was an 8 o'clock start UK time, but
One thing's interesting how the guy said 3-0 and 4-0. I've just that made me look at what's the goal difference like. So we have got a better goal difference, haven't we, than the teams around us, which is very important.
it could be. It could come down to that, And Jim said if it wasn't for us Yanks, you'd be talking German. Well, we nearly were anyway by the time we waited for you. It's like, yeah, they'll be along in a minute. I was going to say something then, but that is, and it is a serious question, but it's historical rather than football. Wayne, did you say the Yanks were kicking ass in the prediction league? Unfortunately, he did. I could put the prediction league table up here because we did show it right at the start of the show, but I'm going to make you go back and look at it. That said, it's in the chat anyway, so on X, so the things there. That's the feeling I've got. Right, the 3 o'clock kickoffs on Saturday. We'll be talking Arabic. Yes, let's move on quickly. Middlesbrough hosting Oxford. Now, this is interesting because the top team are away at the team above us, and the team in second are at home to the team below us. This has got to be a Middlesbrough win, hasn't it?
Oh, please let it be. Yeah, it has. I mean, I really like Middlesbrough, the way they play, the free-flowing, the defensively. They're a lot better than Coventry defensively. I think Middlesbrough have the best balance of the amount of goals scored, defence. I like the way they're structured. They've got one thing as well, they're really organised as a team. And it's something that we can only dream of. And Oxford, they shouldn't have sacked him, should they really?
Well, that's the other thing as well. Do you think there's a little bit that's going on in Rowett's head going, I can keep Leicester up and it will send, Oxford down. It'll be for you, Oxford. Do you think there's a bit of that in there?
100%, because isn't he on record as saying that I believe I could have kept Oxford up, which is quite unusual for a manager. Normally, they wouldn't talk like that way of the club they've just been at, because they're like the kind of this protocol that they have. So I think there's definitely an element of that, 100%, Chris.
Interesting. We played Oxford twice anyway, so we can't play them now again. But we so need a Middlesbrough win, and let's have a look at that game in a bit of detail. I'll put it in a different order here. It's Middlesbrough have got the advantage over the last 5 meetings, and I don't know whether that means an awful lot. Middlesbrough probably predicted to go 4-4-2. Oxford 4-2 fucking 3-1. Second place, 23rd. They've only won 6 games, Oxford. Sorry, Tom, if you're watching. I'm going to go for a 3-0 Middlesbrough win because they'll have been stung by that Coventry loss midweek.
Yeah, and the best teams with the best fighting spirit, they bounce back from a defeat like that, and it make them even more determined. Because in the best teams, they have some right stubborn buggers that don't like losing, basically.
Yeah.
And amazingly, Chris, I hate to admit it, but I did initially put 3-1, but Middlesbrough got such a tight defence, and Oxford can't really score, that I actually changed it to 3-0.
No,
so I hate to admit it, Chris. I agree with your knowledge.
It had to happen. My wife had a very tight defence, but God knows how we ended up with 4 kids. But there we go.
Your persuasive nature, Chris.
It is, isn't it? Probably the ropes and the harnesses and the whips as well have something to do with it. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't think it'll be any other way, if I'm honest with you. I just think they're the better team. Sorry, Tom, I know Oxford, you've got a soft spot for them, but now then, but what did you go for in the prediction league?
I think I put I put 3-1. I think.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, that's a
Well, I'll let
change of
you
mind.
change
I think
it
it's
to
gonna-
this because I noticed that you put it in just before we went live. so,
Yes. Oh, Jimmy reminded me actually. He says, "Oh, what time's the prediction show?" He says, "I need to get my scores in." I thought, "Yes, I've not put mine in yet."
I noticed that. Right, we're on to the right-hand side now. Everybody's favourite Millwall are hosting Portsmouth. Again, something else I can't believe that I'm going to say, but come on, Millwall.
Yeah, I've got them down for a 1-0 here, Chris. I mean, look at the position they're in.
Yeah.
They only scored 41 goals. I mean, look, they've only got a +4 goal difference. And Ipswich got +22, but they've only lost one game in the last 6. So on form, they're one of the informed teams. And yeah, Middlesbrough I think Coventry out of everybody. That's why Coventry, if they'd have got a draw against Middlesbrough, I think teams like Ipswich and Millwall would have a strong belief that they can hunt Coventry down.
Yes.
Yeah, Millwall 1-0, Chris. I think it'll be quite a tight game, but I can't see Portsmouth scoring because Millwall is a very good team.
You're right. I mean, Millwall, when they beat us, that at that particular period, they were in the playoffs, and they kind of dropped a little bit.
Yeah,
but they've come back. I don't particularly hate Millwall as a club. I hate the fans. I'm sorry, Punter, if you're looking, and I'm doing what everybody does, and I'm classing all the fans into one big bag, and they're not all horrible. I know. And Punter, who's in the Championship chat with me, is a lovely guy, and he's been on the show. But it's though that the Millwall fans, I mean, don't you? But they get behind the team.
A lot of fans from all clubs in that area.
Yeah. I would not be sorry to see Millwall go up because I would think, go on, lads, go up and kick arse.
Well, wouldn't that be a turn up for the Bucks?
In the Premier League. I'm going to go. Yeah.
Just froze a bit.
So did you. Sorry. I did. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all. I'm not going to agree with you.
Oh.
But I am going to go 2-0 Millwall.
Right.
And Craig's gone an easy win for Millwall, but he's got it tight at 2-1. Love Danny Baker, great bloke, 3-0 to Millwall. Danny Baker was an amazing DJ, one of my heroes as a DJ. And of course, the advantage he had, because he got a lot of stick when he took over from David Lee Travers, when they sacked David Lee Travers, when they're going through getting rid of what they call the dinosaurs at the BBC, and they replaced him with Danny Baker, who was probably just as old and used to sell Daz, of course, for those that remember that. But he used to do on when Radio 5 Live first started. He used to do, I think, the morning show there. And again, I rang up and said, like, you're playing this song every morning. Can you find out which one it is, please? And it was Shelby Lynn was the actress, country song. But I absolutely loved this song. And Danny Baker came on the phone. He went, "Oh yeah, you want to know? It's Shelby Lynn. I got it from HMV in Oxford Street. I spend most of my life in there. I don't know if you get it locally, but you can order it through there." Lovely guy, and I loved his show. And he used to work for I think it was the NME. And so he had all these stories about these stars that he'd interviewed and everything. Anyway, I digress again. Thank you.
Well, actually, I read his book, Going to See a Sieve. Absolutely hilarious. What a life he's led.
Yes. Still known as Mr. Daz, though. But love Danny Baker. So he's gone 3-0, and then Ronald McDonald has 606. He used to do that as well. I forgot 606. Yeah. Yeah. That was when the BBC, ruled the football waves, if you like. Yeah, this is going to be an easy one. I think you're quite right there, Ronald. 83% of the last 6 games have been Millwall wins. So I can't see any other result for them. Right. Okay. Next, Norwich against Birmingham City. Another game that technically could affect us because Norwich are out of it. I personally think they're safe. They're in 17th. Look where they were at the start of the season, and they're now they've got a goal difference of 0, but they're on 39 points in 17th. So they are only 7 points ahead of us. It's catchable, isn't it?
Excuse me. Yeah, I've I swallowed a bit of drink down the wrong hole, Chris. Yeah, I think
don't get anything in the wrong hole, mate. Whatever you do, don't let anything go down the wrong hole.
Well, it's like if Millwall beat Portsmouth, then that keeps Portsmouth within our range.
Yes.
Excuse me, but Norwich, I mean, they won 5 games out of the last 6. If they hadn't started so poorly, they'd be up near the playoffs. So, excuse me. Yeah, 2-1 to Norwich.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Because Birmingham, they've won 3 and drawn 3. But Norwich, 5 victories out of 6 matches. If they hadn't started near the bottom, like Sheffield United, they'd be up in the playoffs, definitely.
Yeah. Do you want to go and get a drink?
Give me 2 minutes. 1 minute.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you go and sort yourself out. It's a lot of paperwork, ladies and gentlemen. If he collapses on the show, so, look, I'm showing care for my co-workers. Yeah, they're both 2 teams here that play 4-2-3-1. And it's pretty much a Norwich favourites, I think, going into this game. Let's have a look. Norwich have won 11. Birmingham have lost 10. They've both drawn. Well, again, Norwich 6 draws and what have you, 10 for Birmingham. I'm hoping for a Birmingham win, simply because that works best for us. So yes, please, very much a Birmingham win. I'm going to go 2-1 to Birmingham. I know that's my favourite score. That always go there. It's an easy one to pick on. But yeah, that's who I'm going to go for. Craig has gone 2-2, Norwich draw. That wouldn't be the end of the world for us. But I went 2-1, by the way.
Right.
2. And Ronald said, wish we lost the game against Norwich earlier in the season. So Marty would have walked after that. Do you think so? 1-0 to Birmingham. He's gone. Are you all right now, Star? Are you feeling a bit better?
Fine. Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks, mate.
I don't want you sort of, collapsing while the show's going because there's so much paperwork. If you can at least wait till we finish the show, that would be great. And I was on the wrong thing. And Norwich, that AI has gone for a 1-1 on that one, by the way. Sorry, I should have. I've gone onto the right site now. We've got Southampton with the 3 o'clock kickoff hosting Charlton. Again, a team that's turned it round. AI's gone for a 2-0 win to Southampton. 55% chance for them to win it, they reckon. They haven't lost in 5, Southampton. And, they've had 3 wins against us. That said, Charlton, they've only lost 2 of the last 5. Do you think this is going to be an easy-ish game? I mean, you've got 10th playing 18th. Again, another team that's turned the season around is Southampton.
Yeah, they're like Norwich. if they hadn't come from such a lowly position, because we talked about they could get relegated at one stage. It didn't look like it, but
Yeah.
2-0 Southampton, 1-4, drawn 1, lost 1 in the last 6. Armstrong a game for them this season. Year on year, he just regularly pops up. He's such a clever player around the box, isn't he?
Also, he's the highest paid He's the highest paid player in the Championship. He's on more than Winks.
Yeah, well, in that video. I think what's the same one, Chris? Lots of Southampton players, surprisingly, were in that top 10 earners, weren't they?
Yeah, definitely. So, what are you going for, sir?
2-0, mate. Same as AI.
I mean, as you look at the table here, Southampton, they're up in 10th. They've won 12, drawn 10, lost 10, scored 48, but conceded 44. Charlton have only scored 31, but they've conceded 41. But they've lost more games, obviously. Do you know what? This could be a high-scoring game, I think. I'm going to go 3-2 to Southampton. I know. I saw your face there, but I think it will be 3-2 to Southampton. Again, I will take anything from a 1-0 up for Southampton because Charlton can still be dragged into it. Ronald said earlier, and that's where I was talking about it. Charlton always look like they could be dragged back down into it. And look, the more teams that are around us, it does make it easier for us. But we could go and win, like I say, the next 10 games, and then we lose the appeal and they take more points off us and we're down. Oh, always look on the bright side of life. Do-do, 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 do-do. I know. Oh, dear. Sorry. Right, we'll move quickly on because Craig's gone 2-0 to the Saints. Ronald's gone 3-2 to the Saints. So, next game is Watford versus Derby County. A 47% chance win probability here for Watford. That's a surprise because their last 5 games they've not won. Drawn 3, lost 2. And in their home games, they've not won. They've only drawn 1 of the last 3, and the other 2 were losses at home. Where Derby have won 3 of the last 5 overall, won their last 3 away games. But it is 12th playing 6th. Derby in 6th. Bloody hell. Again, that's another team that at the start of the season were absolutely rubbish.
Yeah, Derby, look, they won 4 of the last 6, scoring plenty of goals as well. In fact, when I checked this for the show, I was surprised at Watford. I really thought Watford would definitely be in the playoff zone. Started well, but then they just really tailed off. Look at that. 4 points out of the last 18. 4 draws and 2 losses. That is really poor form. So, yeah, I've got 2-1 to Derby, Chris.
2-1 to Derby,
yeah.
I'm surprised. I didn't realise Derby were as high as that. How did we manage to beat them twice?
Well,
we did beat them twice, didn't we? Pretty sure we did. But now I'm beginning to doubt myself. But, can you imagine a situation where Coventry go up as champions and Derby go up as playoff winners?
Well, that would be interesting because, a few years ago, could you ever seen any of those teams ever getting into the Premier League?
No.
I certainly couldn't.
Not at all. Not at all. I'm just seeing if I've got. I'm sure
Yeah, we beat Derby on. Yeah, that's right, Chris. Yeah, we
we did
played them within a couple of weeks. So we beat them on the 20th of December. Oh no, sorry, no, that's not right. We beat them on the 29th of December, and then we played them on the 6th of December. And we beat them 3-1, and then we played them on the 29th of December and beat them 2-1 at King Power.
It's just so Leicester, isn't it?
Well remembered, Chris. That's well remembered. That is.
Up here for thinking, down there for shitting.
I should have brought my autograph book with me, Chris.
I could have signed it on the thing. Yeah, Ronald's agreeing. Yeah, we have been them twice. 2-1 to Derby, says Ronald. 3-2 to Watford, says Craig. I'm going to be. What did you go? Sorry.
2-1 to Derby.
I'm going to go 2-0 to Derby. I think they are one of the informed teams at the moment. The last game on the Saturday and the 11th game out of the 12, and this is that's a Sunday kickoff. Sorry. This is the order that the EFL put the games up in, and then one or two sites decide to put them in a completely different order. Wrexham versus...
You can't do that, Chris. The AFL will dock them points.
Well, so they should. Wrexham hosting Ipswich. So it's 7th hosting 4th. This could be the game of the weekend. It's very, very tight. AI has 34% win rate, 34% win probability for Wrexham, 37 for Ipswich. It's at the Stock Ras Stadium, I think it's pronounced. 2 of the last 5 for Wrexham, have been wins. 3 of the last 5 for Ipswich. At home, they haven't won in the last 3 games, though. A draw and 2 losses, where the away form for Ipswich is 2 wins and a loss in the last 3. AI's gone for the draw here. What about yourself, Wayne?
I've gone for 2-1 Ipswich win over Wrexham. I mean, Wrexham have only got their highest scorer is Keeper Moore. He's a good player, he is, Keeper Moore, but he's only got 10 goals. So I do think they struggle a bit up front to score goals. I just think Ipswich will just edge Wrexham, to be honest. 2-1. Jack Clark, brilliant player. Were we rumoured to be hopefully signed? One of the rumours was we were supposed to be signing Jack Clark. I think it was a season or 2 ago. Really good player. Yeah, 2-1 to Ipswich.
I was stood outside my door. You know, I live above an Aldi. And I was stood there waiting to be picked up yesterday, taken to the hospital to see my friend. And this guy comes up and says, "Oh, you a Leicester City fan?" And then suddenly you panic. You're thinking, what? Then realise I've got my Leicester City long jacket on because it was raining. And I said, yeah. And he went, "Oh, you're having a shit season, aren't you?"
4 arms, man.
No, I know. I laughed because I had to say, "Well, I love your honesty." And the problem is I can't argue with you. But he was an Ipswich fan. And thankfully at that point my mate arrived in his car. "Sorry, gotta go." But yeah, I am going to go. I'm going to agree with AI because she won't make me any tea if I don't. And I'm going to go 1-1 for this one. Now, interestingly, we got the Sheffield Derby, and this is on the Sunday. Interestingly, a win for Sheffield United would see Sheffield Wednesday relegated.
Wow.
They could have gone down last weekend, but I think results, probably Oxford losing, kept them there. But depending on results again, and they would hate it to be Sheffield United that sends them down. I have to say, and I'm looking at the stats here, there is 86% win probability for Sheffield United and 46 goal probability that there's 3 or more goals. And you've got, like I say, you have 15th playing 24th. It doesn't make any difference to anybody, and I feel I when I do the Talk Sport podcast show, the guy that hosts it, Dan, is a Sheffield Wednesday fan, and when I spoke to him the other week, he said, "Just remember, mate, however bad it is, you're not a Sheffield Wednesday fan." But the last 5 games, Sheffield United won 3. The last 5 at home, they've won 4, although they did lose last time out. This won't surprise you. Sheffield Wednesday, general form, they've lost their last 4. Away form, they lost the last 5, sorry. Away form, they've lost the last 5. And just for XG, and I said I'm stopping XG because I don't understand what the bloody hell it is, and it's doing me head in. I'm trying to understand it. But the XG for Sheffield United is 3.13, and for Sheffield Wednesday, it's 0.37. I'm going to ask you this in a different way. How many are Sheffield United going to score?
Well, I've got a 3-0. It's interesting how even Sheff Wednesday had a higher XG than some of the games we had under Marta. No, under Rude.
Yeah.
Couldn't score a goal. 3-0, Chris. I've got this. As you guys were saying on the show previous, it's a kick in it's a kick in the teeth, isn't it? It's like seeing a homeless person, and one of the genuine ones, not the people that look in your eyes and beg outside McDonald's, but the genuine homeless people. It's like seeing them and kicking them and say, for God's sake, just sort your life out, you scruffy so-and-so. You know, it just goes all against all decent principles in life. They were going down anyway. The owner screwed them over, trying to rinse a club. They ended up like running it into the ground, couldn't sell it for anything, into liquidation, insolvent. It will be sold out, and what's the point of docking all these points and kicking them when the fined Chelsea? The Chelsea got fined and didn't get docked points. It's a head explosion. That's all it is. A head explosion.
They got a 12-point deduction, which would have probably given them some hope of staying up. At least giving them a fighting chance. The owner is booted out. So the owner who's caused all the trouble isn't even there. If they go into receivership, they get an extra 6 points. What was that extra 6 points for? The owner has gone, so you're not hurting the owner. The only thing you're hurting is the fan base. That's the only thing. But as we know, the English Premier League and the English Football League, neither of them give 2 shits about the fans. And look, Sheffield Wednesday, I have nothing against them even before all this. I did quite like them. I remember when Trevor Francis was the manager, they got to 2 finals in one season. Lost both, unfortunately. I do like Sheffield Wednesday, and I think it's disgusting. That extra 6 points, just what, like you say, what was the point? Really. But I'm going to go, you went 3-0, didn't you?
Yeah.
Craig went 3-1, but Ronald agreed with you 3-0. I'm actually going to go 4-1 Sheffield United. I think Sheffield United will get a lot of goals. And when you look at I'm going to sound American here. The offense for Sheffield United is 60% compared to Wednesday's 31. But when you look at the table, Sheffield Wednesday, they've conceded 64 goals. They've only scored 19, but we have to remember this is the derby.
You imagine playing in that team, Chris, trying to put your boots on every week and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. And the problem is the one decent player that they had that stuck with them has gone now.
yeah.
I can't
He was
remember his
it. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. You know,
He
they loved him.
loved the club, didn't he? He loved the club.
Yeah. He loved the club. Obviously not enough because he left in January. But but I just think it's a bit of a derby, so they may get a consolation. So there we go. That's it. They think it's all over. It is now. That was the prediction show. Thank you very much, Wayne. Let's hope you can get back up that table. Knock the Yanks out the top three. Sorry, Nate, if you're watching. Knock the Yanks out the top three. And you know, it's a lot of. I don't know if Jim's still watching this, but you know, he's got a point about the language we might have been speaking. I'm thinking there's a lot of Americans speak Mexican, isn't there? Or a lot of people in America speak Mexican.
They do.
It is the most
Spanish, you mean?
that as well. Yes, but if I said Spanish, you'd have probably not got the point of what I was saying. Technically, you're right. It is the most cross-border, even more so than France to England. It's the most cross-border in the world. Loved it when we clapped their supporters at the start of the season, and they loved it as well, Ronald.
Yeah.
And when I've spoken, like I said, Dan, the Wednesday fan, he always says, thank you for that. And then it's not just us; other teams have done it for them as well. We will be back tomorrow night at 8:00. If see you, amigo. Do you know what the sad thing is? I don't tend to get up too early in the mornings now because I don't have to, and I tend to end up watching on Dave, you and Dave, American Border Control or something, because they have a lot of about 6, I think it is, or 8 places where you can cross the river because the river is the border, and all these Mexicans trying to get in and what they're trying to do. And apparently a lot of Americans also get caught because they go over to get the medicine cheap and then bring it back and they've got too much. But no, love you, Jim. Absolutely know that, mate. Absolutely love you. Wayne, thank you very much. I shall see you Saturday. It's an early kick-off.
See you Saturday for another victorious day, Chris.
Yeah, and don't forget half-time.
Yes.
Hopefully you'll be able to get a stream this week.
I will.
Thanks to everybody that is in the chat for joining in. Good luck to everybody with your predictions. I will see you tomorrow night at 8:00 for the what is it tomorrow? The preview show, isn't it? That's the one. And take care of yourself. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks a lot, Wayne. All the best, mate.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You'd better like them too, or I'll be back.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.